Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to remove your trunk assembly on your Honda Civic. So go ahead and open your trunk, and the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove this carpet on the back side of the trunk. And there's a couple different types of retainers that are holding this carpet in. We got these up here which have a Phillips in the middle, and then we have these clips down here which we're just going to pop out with a clip tool. So we're going to start here along the bottom, and then we'll move up to the Phillips. And I'm just going to be starting over here on the driver's side, and I'm going to be using a clip tool. You can probably get away with just using a flathead screwdriver. The clip tool just makes it really easy to get these out. You can get all the tools that I'm using. I'll put links. So we're going to start over here on the driver's side, and I'm going to start over here on the driver's side, and I'm just going to be using a clip tool to pop these out. And you can get away with using a screwdriver. These just make it really handy because you can get them behind the clips and pop them out pretty easy. I'll put links on all the tools that I'm using in the description below. So I'm going to start behind this molding and just pop this molding off. And typically the clip will just stay in the molding and you can just leave it there. And then this next one, I'm just going to come in behind it and pop it out. And we're just going to work our way across the bottom, getting all the clips out. And now we have these clips up top here. They're a little different. They're a two-piece clip, and we just need to use a Phillips screwdriver to get those out. Just turn the middle out, and then as it gets towards the end, you can pull it out, and then just reach in behind the carpet and just pull on the carpet, and it'll pull the clip out. And when you go to put these clips back in, you just want to take the middle part, you want to take it completely out, and then the prongs here on the end, you want to kind of roll them and try to squeeze them together a little bit. That'll help to get them through the hole. And then you want to press it into the hole, and then you want to take the middle and go ahead and just push it flat in, and then you have the clip reinstalled. And when you take this last clip off, the carpet's just going to fall down. So we can take the carpet and we can just place it to the side. So the next thing we have to do is we have to remove all of these wires and disconnect all of them and get this whole wiring harness out of the trunk lid. So I'm going to go ahead and, starting here on the passenger side, I'm going to unplug this taillight and feed it through, and then come around and pinch this wire harness clip. If you have a hard time pinching it, you can also use needle nose pliers to undo the clip. And same with this one right here. And then we are going to plug the lock cylinder plug, and then also both of these license plate lights. And then we're going to plug this one here. And for this clip here, it's easiest to just use a flathead screwdriver or a clip tool. And just pull the wires kind of through as you go. And this one here, this green one, this is for my spoiler. So not every model might have this green one. But as we get the all disconnected here, just go ahead and pull your wiring harness through the hole. And then again, this clip here on the end, use a clip tool. Alright, and now we got all the wires out of the deck lid. And now we need to get this cable that releases the trunk. So to do that, we're going to have to drop down the latch to disconnect that. Just take a 10mm socket and an extension and a ratchet, and we're going to take these two 10mm bolts out. And then we're going to come around to the driver's side of the latch right here, and we need to disconnect this cable. So I'm just going to use a flathead, and I'm going to get behind this blue part here at the end and just pop it off. So I'm just using the latch as leverage and prying on that to pop it out. And then you can see there's a little hole, or slit rather, that you can feed the wire through right there. So it's right there on the top. That's how it stays in there. So you just feed it up through, and the cable's out. And then as far as the latch, you can just let it hang, depending on what you're wanting to do with the trunk. You probably want to get this off, so I'm going to show you how to go ahead and just get this latch and take it completely out of the trunk for now. But you can leave it hang, depending on what your objective is for taking the trunk off. So what you're going to want to do is disconnect. This is the lock cylinder. You want to disconnect the rod that attaches the lock cylinder to the latch. And so we're just going to take another flathead again, and we're going to pry out on this plastic here, and it just kind of swivels off the rod, and then the rod will just fall out of this little hole. And now we're going to feed the latch and rod out through the hole that this connects to the lock cylinder. Alright, so we're just going to take the latch and kind of wiggle it down, and you might have to pull on the rod to get it to feed through. Alright, so we got it started, and then now we're going to come back the other way, and then you're going to take the rod with your other hand and kind of help feed it through, making sure it doesn't get caught on anything as you're pulling the latch out. Alright, now the latch is out, and then yeah, when you go to put it back in, you just want to start the rod and then feed it through to the lock cylinder. And then we get to this end, just kind of wiggle that end up in there. Alright, so we're going to finish pulling this cable through the hole and get it outside of the deck lid. Alright, and so now we have everything disconnected from the deck lid, and it's going to be ready to come off. So when you're taking the trunk off, it's really the best idea to have somebody help you. And what you would do if you had somebody helping you is, while you were taking these bolts off, you would have each person stand on either side, and they would put their hand underneath the trunk like this, all the way down in the corner. Put your hand underneath that corner, so that way when they're taking it off, it does drop a little bit when you take it off. It doesn't hit the glass and break it. But if you're by yourself, this is how you can do it, and do it safely. What you do is take a towel, and I'll just fold it over several times, and I want to put it between the glass and the trunk, and I want to get it right here in this corner. So I'm going to fold it over enough where it's going to be pretty tight fit. That way, even if it does drop a little bit, there's plenty of layers to cushion it, and it's not going to break your glass. And then just wiggle it down into place right on that corner, and do that on both sides before you start taking any bolts out. And so I already did one on the other side. I got this one, and I'm going to go ahead and start taking these bolts out. I'll be using a 10mm socket and a ratchet. And so this side is completely loose, and I'm just going to let it rest right here on this cloth. And now I'm going to go around to the other side and do the same thing. And then as we're taking this last bolt out, you just want to place a hand up on to the upper portion of the trunk and just kind of hang on to it and stabilize it, because you don't want it tipping forward and hitting the glass or anything. So you just want to make sure you have that one hand stabilizing it before you take this last one out. Alright, so now I got all the bolts out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my hand holding on to the trunk, and I'm going to walk my way over to the middle, and then I'm going to have one hand on the upper portion, and then I'll put one hand underneath between the glass, and then I'm just going to pick up on it, and it's off the car. And that's it, guys. Trunk is off. Thanks for watching.